course, for many years I did work in the field. I remember being in Somalia once and this poor wounded kid crawled up to me and he touched me. And I looked down and there was a bit of blood on my suit. It was in that moment that I realised I prefer to work in the studio from now on. And that's why I'm with CNNNN.
Look, every kid has a dream. You know, every time a relative asks you what you want to be when you grow up, you always say the same thing. That dream, that's what drives you. That's what gets you through life. Sure, my dream was actually to be a doctor, but obviously I didn't get the marks. So that's why I'm with CNNNN.
This whole cult of personality thing, I'm a little uncomfortable with it, to be honest. I mean, I'm not the story. The story is the story. I'm just the guy who happens to gather, research and write the story, and who voices and presents it, obviously, and sometimes also wins awards for them. But look, without the story in the first place, I don't exist. And I sometimes tell my cadets, there's no I in story. I coined that. And that's why I'm with CNNNN.
Yeah, I remember I was at the Walkley Awards last year and Chris Masters came up to me and he said, "How can you live with yourself?" He was referring to that story I did on overweight Bali victims. And a couple of days later, I ran into someone who'd been in the Sari Club that night. And she said that since seeing my story, she's down to a size 12. I thought to myself, you know what, Masters? That's how I can live with myself. And that's why I'm with CNNNN.
Oh, the court case didn't really bother me that much. The real people, the viewers, they don't care about that sort of stuff. They saw it for the witch hunt that it so obviously was. And even though the court did ultimately find me guilty of plagiarism, in a strange way, I still felt that I'd won. Because nowhere in that judgment did it ever say that that piece wasn't entertaining. And that's why I'm with CNNNN.
Companies like Endemol spend years developing a game show. I don't have that luxury. That Algerian earthquake happened in the morning, and by 4 p.m. I'd written a treatment for the game show Rubble Rouser. They say comedy equals tragedy plus time, but I say game show equals tragedy plus now. That's why I'm with CNNNN.
I am from China, and in my country, I am a doctor in Shanghai City. But here in Australia, my qualifications are not recognized, so I work here as a cleaner at night. That is why I work for CNNNN.